How you guys doing today? Happy Friday. So I'm back with episode 2 of Talking Blockchain with Dr. Sean. And so really to sort of wrap up this crazy week, right? So the markets have been crazy, headlines have been crazy, crypto has been crazy. And so I thought that's really sort of wrap up our week here today. Well, hopefully wrap it up, right? That I would talk about really a trend and a topic that I've seen being talked about quite a bit, right? And it's been talked about really all the way back to 2015 and 2016. Is crypto and is Bitcoin really, right? Because I'm going to focus on Bitcoin because Bitcoin is the OG, right? Crypto. It's the biggest, the baddest, most widely held, traded, all of that. And so really a question and a comment or a fact that I've seen tossed back and forth quite a bit is crypto or are crypto assets actually correlated to the market or not? And a big argument as to why individuals or merchants or investors were trying to use crypto or invest in crypto or hold crypto is that their underlying belief was that it's going to be uncorrelated, or basically to try to serve almost a hedge purpose, right? Like gold does. And so really, I sort of penned this piece for the NJCPA during this month, and I was trying to sort of pen down or to put onto paper some thoughts and comments I had on this subject. I figured that hundreds and thousands of other folks had been arguing this, and so I figured I would add in my own comments too, right? Why not? And so really the angle that I take here is that even though crypto has been put forward as a uncorrelated asset or an uncorrelated tool, it's not really operating like that, right? And uh, I'll pull up a price chart in a second, but really sort of here are the core actual reasons why. And the biggest one is that Bitcoin and this whole blockchain crypto asset space came into being during one of the longest and most well hated also, but arguably the longest bull market in recent memory. And so its whole existence has been sort of propped up almost, right, by this belief that the economy is growing, markets going up, and the times are going to be good forever. That's not always going to be true, right? And as we are currently going through right now, there are always going to be downturns, downdrafts, all the rest in the marketplace. But for Bitcoin and for other crypto assets, this bear market, although I do believe now we are technically out of that bear market, but the bear market that has been going on previously, it was the first time that Bitcoin actually got tested, right, by the outside marketplaces. Obviously, Bitcoin has had its own past bear markets and all the rest, but this one, it was the first time it was actually put to that test. And some of the custody and provenance around crypto isn't really outlined yet. Or in other words, trying to use crypto or trying to actually hold it safely is really an emerging conversation. And so that in times of fear does, I believe, amplify a portion of the offloading of it. And then really sort of third and fourth, right? Most people aren't using Bitcoin to actually buy stuff, right? Ideally, or the concept behind Bitcoin, it was to create this alternative financial system, right, to the US dollar. That simply has not happened. And there are a whole bunch of causes as to why: tax treatment, regulatory oversight, tools that aren't easy to use, all the rest. But the underlying fact is that it hasn't happened yet, right? And so if you are holding a investment and it's gone up in value, or even if it hasn't gone up in value, if you have bills to pay in cash, guess what happens? I'm going to sell those assets, convert them back into cash, and then have that cash to pay bills, right? And I do think that's a big reason why Bitcoin hasn't really been as uncorrelated as some of the proponents might have put forward. And so I did pull up a price chart, and I have it here in the article too. And so really, right, so if we go back to, let's see, February 27th, right, trading at $8,800, back before all of this virus news really hit the fan. And now if we're going forward through February, and it tracked the market basically all the way down. right? And so right here is, I think, pretty clear evidence that during this bear market, crypto and Bitcoin haven't really acted as uncorrelated as you might have thought previously. And I know, there are other price charts out there showing the last 5 years, the last half year, the last decade, right? And I can pull up any chart and I can make it say anything that I want. Anybody can. But I do think right here is a great example. It's the first real bear market that Bitcoin and anything in this blockchain sort of crypto asset space has been a part of, and it behaved exactly like everything else. Now, going forward, it's going to be hard to see, or it's hard to forecast how it's going to evolve and sort of shift going forward. But I'm just here to point out and to highlight that while I'm a big believer in blockchain and I'm a big fan of sort of the overall space, it is not as unique or as different from other financial instruments as some individuals out there have been saying. And so really that was the point here today, to go over some of my thoughts and comments. If you agree, great. If you don't agree, even better, right? Add your thoughts down in the comments. Try to tell me why I'm wrong. Then we'll have a productive conversation back and forth. Anyway, that's all that I had for now. And I'm recording this on a Friday morning. And have an awesome weekend.